I started running in 2020 and signed up for my first Ironman 70.3 triathlon in May of 2021. The distance consists of 1.2 miles of swimming, 56 miles of biking, and 13.1 mile half marathon run. I ended up running a 1:48 half marathon at the end of my triathlon, and just under 3 years later, I just ran a 1:19 at the end of my triathlon. So how did I drop 30 minutes in just 3 years? It wasn't overnight and it wasn't easy, but the transformation was all about consistency, smart training, and dedication. I started with the basics. Lots of run drills and strive to improve run economy. I find run drills to be helpful, especially when you're doing a hard workout. Exercises like dynamic warm-ups, knee hugs, quad stretches, toe sweeps. Run drills like high knees, A skips, B skips, C skips, ankling, backward running. I can go on. For my speed sessions, I would usually warm up 10 to 20 minutes of very easy running and a slight build. Then get into 5 to 10 minutes of run drills, and then right into 4 by 20 seconds of strides. Strides are where you increase your speed from slow to fast. This is not a sprint, it's just to get your cadence up and get your heart pumping to get ready for the main set. With weeks and weeks leading to months and months of doing run drills to improve your run form and efficiency, you'll see a difference. I also like strides because whenever I do them, I go way faster than my race pace. Sometimes 4:30 to 4 minutes per mile, but just for 20 seconds. It feels good because I'm running fast. If you strive to have perfect technique while running fast, it will greatly improve your biomechanics of your run. Consistency was key. No matter what run program you're following or what coach you have, if you stay consistent, you will see the gains in the long run. I focused building on a solid foundation by doing one fast session a week to increase my speed, a tempo session to build endurance, and a long run to improve my stamina. Week after week, I put in the miles, refine my technique, and listen to my body. It wasn't about just putting in 60 miles in a week, but having this consistent volume day by day, week by week, month by month, and over time, I was able to adapt my run paces and get faster. The speed sessions were crucial because they raised my ceiling of my VO2 capacity. These sets were usually done on the track, very fast running, but still having perfect form, not breaking down my technique, staying light on my feet, and really I went hard on the track. These sessions I would go about 5:30, 5:20 per mile pace, so faster than my race pace, so I can keep improving my top end speed for my run and get used to running that fast. After the speed session, I would also include one tempo session. This would usually include 4 by 5 minutes, 4 by 10 minutes at my tempo pace. Tempo pace is what I could probably hold for 90 minutes, 120 minutes. And this is usually would be about my 70.3 half marathon pace. The goal of this was to make my race pace feel as efficient as possible. Staying in a zone where my muscles are quite not there in the threshold, which tends to produce more lactate in your muscles, but still getting a decent amount of work in with that tempo session. And then the third key run of the week is my long run. This can range anywhere from 10, 12, 13, up to 21 miles before prepping for my triathlon. 21 miles is the high side when I was training for the Ironman, which is a marathon 26.2 mile run at the end of a 2.4 mile swim and a 112 mile bike. With those 3 key sessions, I added some aerobic runs, easy runs throughout the week. Those runs weren't hard, but just to keep my aerobic system up and to keep building that base. I'd say just from that, if you can do one speed session, about 20 minutes of work, one tempo session, 30-35 minutes of work, and then one long run a week, plus any additional easy running you can do. You do that every week, you stay consistent, and within time, I know you'll be able to see a difference with your run paces. I'm 26 years old, but my training partner is 42 years old. Josh Monda has 2 kids, married, and I asked him a couple questions about how he's able to recover and still beat me by running a 1:16 half marathon while I ran a 1:19. What are some tips running at the age of 42 years old?
I think first, just consistency. Don't take long periods off of inactivity. This has helped me a lot. Focusing on yoga and Pilates. I do 2 yoga sessions and 2 Pilates every week religiously. I really focus on nutrition, not just before and after my runs, but during my runs. I think, Simon, when you and I ran today, we ran 2 hours and 15 minutes. Before we started, you were gonna run with how many grams of carbohydrates in 2 hours, 15 minutes?
130 grams of carbs, but then I upped it to about 170.
And that's what I'm doing, about 90 grams to 100 grams per hour. And I think that helps not only get me through the workout, but also it helps me recover from the workout so I can train the next day.
I did come from a swimming background. I've been swimming competitively ever since I was 11 years old. So I do have this aerobic system built up. Running was still new to me, and I still had tons of injuries, including knee problems, the metasol, foot pain, shin splints was my most common one, and hip pain. When I dealt with these injuries, I would still kind of run, but sometimes I would run in the lever movement system, which takes off weight off your body. I would remove 20% of my weight, feel like I'm running on the moon when I'm attached to the system. But the most important thing when I did have those injuries was to do rehab exercises. So anything that strengthens and stretches your leg. For shin splints, that means doing calf exercises and calf stretches. And injury sucks. It does happen. Sometimes I do take a couple days off of running, but I would still swim and bike to keep my aerobic system in shape. But you gotta pay attention that you can't increase your run volume too much. Start on the easier side. And if you do get injured, it is okay to take a break, rest up, rehab, and get back to running when you can. One of the most common questions I get asked from beginner runners is, what kind of shoes should I get? Now, I don't have an answer for you. There's no one shoe fits all. Here's my current training shoes that I cycle through, and maybe that can spark some inspiration for what kind of shoes you should get. Nike Pegasus 41 for my easy and aerobic runs. These are quite durable. I didn't like them at first, but I like them for my easy runs, and they last quite a bit. One of my favorite is the Nike Infinity Run 4 right here for my easy aerobic run and my long run. Nice cushion on these, and overall, I like them a lot. I got them a month ago. So far, I really love them. My all-time favorite, the Saucony Endorphin Speed 2s. These are all-round shoes that I like for speed sessions, long runs, easy runs. I actually have 3 pairs of these, 2 of them already worn out. These I started wearing in 2021, so 3 years ago. Still in love with these. Nike Streak Fly, really light. They don't last long, but they have a little 5K, 10K. So I use these for the track sessions, any tempo runs. These make me feel good, feel fast, and I use these for fast sessions. And my race shoes is the Nike Vaporfly Next Percent 3. This is carbon fiber. They have a carbon plate on them. They don't last too long, just used for a couple of races. Running is a sport where you can get into it. You buy a pair of run shoes and start running. It's a low barrier to entry. However, as you ramp up the mileage, as you run more, you're going to have to invest in more shoes every 200 to 300 miles at a time. Recently, I've been using Strava to keep track of the mileage of each shoe so I know when to replace them. Or you can kind of tell when the bottom of the shoes start getting a little flatter, the bumps start going away, so that's probably a time where you should consider replacing the shoe. That's my run story. A lot of hard work, dedication, and smart training involved to getting to this point where I am today. Now my goal is to run a 1:15 half marathon, so dropping only 4 minutes, but still it's gonna take a lot of work since now I'm getting to the point where I can't drop 29, 30 minutes anymore off my time. So it's gonna be that every second, every minute counts. And I still can't wait to share the journey of what I'm actually capable, how fast can I actually run during my triathlon career. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions that I can answer for you, and I'll see you guys in the next video.